Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and today I'm here with basically something that I do every single year, and also it's something that's probably been done since the very first greetings card was invented, designed and put out there for the public use or even private use. So, I'm going to upcycle some greetings cards. Now, if you know how to do this, fast forward, go through, do whatever you wish. It's just, for me, this is something I've done every year of my life, as far as I can remember. It's a very fond memory for me. I used to do it with my late mother, and in latter years when she was disabled, which she used to love sitting down at the kitchen table. We'd pull the greetings cards out from the year, we'd upcycle them, we'd have a glass of sherry, maybe a mince pie because it was a December activity, and it's a very fond memory for me. And you probably already do it, but you know what, if you don't, think about it. It's something to start off at Christmas time going forward, because you'll have the supplies and they're free. So exactly what I'm talking about is, for me, it's this little box. Now, my family knows to keep any greetings cards or anything that are given to us or are sent to us or received to us. Even sometimes when you get junk mail, it's got a fake greetings card in it. It goes into this pot, basically. Now, as the years have gone by and my family members have dwindled through natural selection, should we call it, obviously our greetings cards have grown less and less in number. However, there was a time when it used to be quite a box and it would take us a couple of days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going, oh, it's a bit of packaging, that shouldn't even be in there. Right, that goes in another box. So I'm going to work my way through here. I'm going to show you how I harvest the greetings cards, what I do with the bits, how I recycle some of them. Over in that side, I've got a whole load of stuff like corner punches, angle punches, circle punches, hole punches, slot punches, double-sided tape, twine, my guillotine, my big guillotine, small guillotine, glue stick. You got it. I'm not going to show you all the equipment because I don't want to waste time doing that. But we are going to start from the very beginning and work our way through and make some stuff that could even be fodder. Sorry, I hate that word fodder. Why do I use the word fodder? That they could become ephemera pieces for your own December daily, or they could become something for a future card. We're actually going to, if I get time, show you how I'll take an element and upcycle a card to be another card. So let's put these to one side, just so I've got some room on my playing field. Right, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to pull in my guillotine. So, let's lift, we're going to go absolutely card by card. So, nice card here. I'm going to try and protect what's on the inside so it's actually not read by the world. Now, I have this as an element. This good quality card, it will get collaged over. It will become in future, it will become a journal card or a tag, because I've collaged that and I will have put writing surface on the back. So know that that's there to be done. Right, this is quite a big card, so for me, I'm going to trim it down and I'm going to make it into a smaller journal card for my own use, maybe in my own December daily, if I've got one on the go. Now, because I don't want it, I'm going to leave this to one side. Now, any of these little elements that we cut off, until you've completely finished with everything, save them, because these could become a strip down the side of a card. You'll see me use these as we go along, possibly. So, right, I've got my faux journal card. It's already got a writing surface on the back. I don't need to add one. So I'm just going to bring in my circle, my cornering punch, and just notch out the corners. Now, if my hands shake a little bit, guys, it's not too much coffee once. It's just darn cold here in Wales. And even though the heating's on, I only put it on about an hour ago, so it's not really kicked off. So I've got my little journal card. If you're somebody who wishes to ink, obviously come in with a bit of ink and just hit the edges of that. This could just be something, as I said, could go into your December daily. It could get a small hole punch there and actually become a tag for a present or a gift, because we all know those gift tags are very rarely kept. They're thrown out with the wrapping paper, and that's a whole nother issue because you could be recycling that. So that's our first bit done. Okay, when it comes to something like this, and I've already cut the back off, there's some really nice things about this. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off these elements. Now, because the card has got old, you can see that the double-sided pads have actually lost their sticky anyway, because greetings cards are not meant to be made forever, are they? So, well, I believe that's what the manufacturers think. So I've now got elements to use here. I like the fact that it's got sparkle written along there, so let's harvest that little thing off. Now it should be equidistant, so let's just chop those off. So that didn't go straight, did it? That did. So this will go into my pile of things to use as I go along. I could come in and cut that strip off as well if I wanted. I'm not going to. I'll put this one aside because I'll use it for something else. Right, the next one. I've got a happy little sheep. So just going to cut the backing card off, or the back panel. If you are doing this, what I would say is always make sure there's no writing anywhere on it, because that would be really bad if someone saw someone else's message to you. If there is writing on the back, just grab yourself some coffee dye paper or another writing surface and just back it with something. If I come across that, I will do it, but not necessarily now. Right. This isn't necessarily Christmas, is it? But I could make it into... So I'm just cutting cleverly, I hope. Right, so if I call this a journal card, I'm not going to ink every journal card, guys. I only inked the first one because I wanted you to see it inked. So that's just, and this will become a tag. So if this is a tag, now I've got one of these, and I've also got one of these. So in the process, I'll try and use both. Let's use this one first, actually, before we go into this one. I find the punch far quicker. However, it's unnecessary. I do have a video on how to make one of these little gadgets. I will put the link in the description box below for you to use. By all means, go ahead and make one. It will save you spending money on the punch, unless you really want to save money on the punch. Unless you really want the punch, which if you're doing a lot of things like this, I do find the punch speed things up. Right, both of these could easily become gift tags. I mean, that looks like a journaling card to me. And what I would do is, if I was using this one, I'd use this gift tag. If I was giving someone a sweater or something for Christmas, this might become the gift tag for it. So let's come in. Let's try and get this roughly in the middle. It's not far off there. Let's just pop a hole through. Now, I could come in with hole reinforcers. I have hole reinforcers. This is what I mean by them to do that. But because I know that it's basically a tag that's going on and probably going to be torn off again, I'm not going to worry about it. Why is it I've not got the end of this piece of string ready? Let's just pull it out. I think this came in a gift tag set I had a long time ago, and I can't get it undone. Wait, are you the end? You are the end, right? How do I get you out? Right, patience is limited with me today. It's cold, I'm tired, I'm snipping a little so-and-so. Right, there you go, that's dealt with that. So, and I only need small pieces of it anyway, so I'm just going to come in and chop that off there. I'm just going to loop this through that little hole. Now, there's always the debate, do you go from the front, do you go from the back? I go from the front, but not always, but I mean, that's sort of my preferred direction. And I do that because I get a single line on the front, whereas if you do it the other way around, you get that. So there you go. That's now a gift tag. That can go onto a present, maybe for a woolly sweater, or those, if you're very creative, those woolly socks you've been knitting for your nephew, niece, or husband, or significant other. Let's just do another one of those as I've got this out. Right, have I found an end? I found an end, yay! So this is one of these processes. I'm going quite quickly in the video because it's a video and I want to complete all of the cards that I've got next to me. However, this is a really nice activity to take your time with. So there you go, another gift tag. You could round the corners. It's plain on the back, the to, the from, whoever. It's there, ready to go. Right, let's pull in another one. Right, what is this? Right, these are just card backs. So they go in my pile of card backs. Again, look at this. Okay, that was the back of a card. It's a really nice thing for working with. There's usually a non-shiny and a shiny side. The coated side is a shiny side, which usually protects the card. The matte side is the side usually right on. I would, in my personal view, use the matte side to glue things to, because sometimes if you glue to a shiny surface, guess what? It peels off again. Right, that goes into my card scraps, as I said. Is this another piece? There you go, that's another piece. So basically you're getting lots of free ephemera. Right, then backings and all. Right, let me just flip through this. I've got a whole load of these. I thought I'd already split them up, so ignore me. Okay, right, we've come to Mr. Penguin here. Now, cute-ish, but it's not rocking my world, let's say. So I'm just gonna chop the Christmas off the top, because later on I may need a Merry Christmas. I might just come in with the really smallest corners on here and round them. I'm not keen on very sharp corners on things because they can sometimes catch on stuff. That goes into my pile of ephemera pieces. And I've got Mr. Penguin here. I'm wondering, how big is my Christmas tree? No, he's not going to work. I'm going to put that in the pile of I'm going to think of, because it's not stunning enough for me. I could make 2 narrow tags. We'll think about that. That will go in my pile to be thought of. Right, this is an interesting card. Certainly not one that I would have assumed was Christmas immediately, except for this round the edges. I think that's interesting enough just to make into a nice journal card to start with. So I'm just going to round out the corners. I like rounding out corners, as I said. It's one of those things that just turns on. So that's a panel. So that might become the front of another Christmas card, or it could become a large journal card for your December daily. Right, Santa Claus. Right, Santa Claus for me is nice, but he's a bit big. So I'm going to come in and I'm not going to mutilate Santa Claus. I'm going to trim him down into a more usable size. Where have those pieces gone? There you go, they moved under my guillotine. These pieces, probably not that exciting. I could potentially use that, but I think those are just going to be called scrap or waste, or they're going to be gone. Okay, loving that. It's got a good writing surface. Just going to pull in my tag punch, and I'm just going to snip off the corners. This has just made a really big, lovely featured tag. Now, this is a slot punch. I got mine on eBay, I think. It's either eBay or Amazon, I can't remember. And it just puts a slot in, which actually makes it a lot easier if you're using more than a piece of string. So right, let's pull in. I've got some ribbon here. You know when ribbon comes in those cardboard circles, I usually wind them off and put them into a Ziploc bag or a tiny bag, because this is probably half the size of the large roll when it's taken down. I like doing that so that I'm actually not taking up any more storage, and I absolutely have to. Right, let's take you off there. My scissors has got glue on it. It needs sorting. It's another one of those jobs I've just not got around to. We all have them, but it's December, and December is an incredibly busy month for me for no other reason than I review everything I've done in the year. I make plans for the following year. I do a lot of setup stuff in this period. Right, that's on there. I don't want the ends to be straight, so I think I'm just going to dovetail them. So I'm just going to fold that in half. Hopefully my gluey scissors will do this. I thought you'd do that. Right, that's far more attractive. So there you go. That's another gift tag ready for a present, something like that. So let's put that in. Oh, where's the journal card pile? Where's the... Right, sorry about my arm. Right, I've got a pile for journal cards, pile for gift tags, a pile for other stuff. Right, this came in as a birthday card. So obviously that goes into my recycling area. It may be awesome, but it's not Christmas, is it? It was a birthday card. So let's chomp that down a bit, just to tidy it up ever so slightly. Now let's take the rounder on to the edges of here. So again, I never know where this is going to show up. It could just be something that I throw in with something in the future, right on the back, thank you for something, something, something. Or it could become the front of, you never know, it could become the front of anything I choose. It could even go onto a journal card at some point. So, right. Okay, this one. Now, I love dragonflies, as majority of you know. However, this isn't a wonderful example of what I would like as a dragonfly. Also, the birthday wishes there, I don't know if you can see it, has been damaged or smeared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take off the gems, because I will recycle things like gems. I'll take that tiny one off. Oh, it fell off anyway. Right, so the gems have come off. This was now just flat cardstock that I can use for making other pieces. Okay, right, this one. Let's take that birthday, what am I saying? Merry Christmas wishes. I can't speak. I'm going to leave it long because I might want to make little dovetails on the bottom of that. Now this one, it's kind of okay. I could cut it this way, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull in my round punch and see whether I can do something like just make another circle out of it, because it could be that might become an accent piece on something. So there you go. That's just a little accent piece. I'm going to put it in the ephemera pile because it could be something that goes into the corner. I've got this. I could cut off those corners, not those corners, those edges, because who knows where I might need a bit of red shiny when I'm putting another card together. This, I think I'm going to say goodbye to because there's no way I'm fussy cutting that bow. Okay, cute. I think the little, oh, that's a sticky 1.5, isn't it? That just re-stick. I'm going to put that to one side, face down, so it doesn't stick to anything. Anything on here? Yes, take the jewels off it. So, because goodness knows, how often do we spend money on things like a box of jewels when actually we only needed one or two? So, right, I've got Magical Christmas down there. I might harvest that because why wouldn't I? This will go into my recycling cards. This, I think, if I trim those, I'll just have that nice blue-green colour on there. Right, that's another birthday Christmas sentiment. So that one actually can go over to my recycled area. Now, something like this is cute and it's traditional. It's a bit flimsy. Not sure I would use it as is. Also, I can't cut up the side of there without cutting the Merry off. If I cut up the side of the post box, I cut off that. So I think the only thing I'm going to harvest from this is the Merry Christmas. And the reason I like to harvest things like sentiments like that is it means I don't have to go in and stamp them or write them. That in itself is cute, but it's just, it would take too much fussy cutting and sorting out to actually make it into something. It's doable. I wonder, I just had a thought. I'm just contradicting myself here. I'm just wondering whether I can do something with it because I've just spotted an idea. So if that's my card, I'm wondering whether, is that too late? It's too big for that. But it seems I've got this far. I'm going to put this in the journal card pile, but it needs a something. We might come across something later on. I wonder. Sorry, arm again. No, that's too big as well. You never know where this may reappear. Let's put it that way. Now, again, another card front. The Season's Greetings is going to come off the top of that because we like things that are already written for us. I'm also going to cut around each of these edges because it then becomes a small journal card or it becomes a panel for something else. But would if I'd have cut that straight? I didn't realise it was on an angle, right? Sorry, guys. Let's pull in the smaller one. I'm struggling a bit to see over there. I'm just going to come in and cut this down. So I'm just rescuing the Christmas tree. Come on, in you go. Right. There. So I've just rescued the image of the Christmas tree. This is the sort of thing you could use on something else. Not that, obviously, but it'll go into my pile of ephemera pieces to be used. So, right now, things like this, I tend not to send out things that are a religious feel. Not because I'm anti-religious, far from it. It's just that I don't know how the person at the other end would feel about receiving something that's this religious. Right, what's this say? The sentiment I may be able to get if I can cut close enough to get it and not part of the image, which may be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, I did it. So there you go. So I could, I mean, there's the tiniest little bit, but you and I know it's there, nobody else does. So I could use that on something which is a nice sentiment, but it's away from the religious thing. Okay, I've got this. It's one of those big sort of chunky things. It doesn't overly work for me in my style, but it might for you. I would say round the corners, make it into a journaling card, because even, I wonder if you can cut that down. Actually, that's an idea. Sorry, I'm having a very indecisive morning, aren't I? I think it's the cold. Right, we've got that. Let's get our corner punch on the go. There you go, gift tag. Simple as that. It's just a case of looking at things with a different sort of eye than we do normally. Let's pull in this again because I've got whole loads of this, and I've actually got a roll of this color as well. There's a whole nother roll of it here, so I'm just going to hack this until I don't hack it no more. How bad English is that, people? Don't hack it no more. Is that what they call a double negative? I don't know. Right, so again, another gift tag for a parcel present. You can put the to and the from on the back of there. That's cute enough. Right, this is actually quite sweet. It's a little bit big for me. I don't know whether I might fussy cut those or even fussy cut one of them. I don't know. I'm going to put this in the indecisive pile because I haven't quite come across. Right, this was just naturally a card front. It was a tall, skinny card front, and let's guess what we're going to make from that, should we, people? Is that not a gift tag in the making? Seriously, it's already done for me. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to pop a hole in there. Now, because it's all red, I don't think I want red. I think I want something a little special. So, right, I've got this pot of fibres in here. Let's see if there's anything in here that... I was hoping there was something red in here. There's not. But I don't mind the pink. I'm not overly upset by pink. Actually, that's a better sort of colour, isn't it? Right, don't ask me where the fibres come from. I have no idea. What I do know, though, is I'm just going to cut it in half and make it work. So I've cut it in half and then I've folded it into 4. So I can get that through there. Come on, where are you? This is the fiddly stuff of these fibres. I have big fingers and I struggle with a lot of this. So let's flip that up, pop it through. Come on, why can't you do this, Griffiths? It's easy. The things I do in my life and I can't put a bit of thread through a gift tag. How sad is that? Right, you're going to go through now, whether you like it or not. I'm going to lose my temper in a minute, I can absolutely assure you. Right, fibres not working for me, but that's not the fibres' fault, it's me being fumble-fingered. Right, let's just do it that way, there you go. So this little bit of fibre will go back in the box because it could go on the front of a cluster, it could do anything like that whatsoever. Note to self, don't do fibres in videos in the future because they don't play nicely. So there you go, that's just a nice little tag ready to go. I think it's a lovely tag actually. I wouldn't mind receiving that on one of my presents. Okay, right, so we've got this one, Festive Christmas. There's things I'd have to be careful about slicing and dicing with this one, but let's see how creative I can get with this without destroying too much. Right. The Christmas tree comes off, but I've still got bits there. I might put something down it, I'm unsure. Can I get... Let's see if I can make sense of... I'm not over... I don't want to cut the robin, that's my problem. Robins are quite significant to me. They were my mother's favourite bird, and we've got a couple of resident robins who actually come to our garden every year. I think I'm grasping at straws, so I'm going to let that one go. There is only so much I can do. I could take the festive wishes out of there, but you know, you can't win them all. Okay, again, a big old piece. I wonder, right, let's take Merry Christmas off the bottom. I always like to take the things off. I'm going to try, I'll bring this in, going to try and cut this in a Christmas tree shape without dismembering birds or stars. Okay, I'm kind of going with that, that's okay. Now what I could do is I could get a hole through the middle of that. That could become another gift tag. That looks like it could do with another little bit off that. That's better. It's more, the star's more centralized, that's why, because I want to put the hole through the middle of the star. And then let's see, what else have we got? I've got some ribbon. Does that work? That kind of works. Right, this is that grosgrain, something like that ribbon. I'm wondering whether I want something, and that will work because it's more natural because it's just a bit of recycled twine. And again, I have a basket which all packaging and things goes into, and things like when I receive any orders or anything that's got twine on it or ribbon, things like that just go in it. Okay, that's an unusual tag. I don't mind that. I can't corner around those with my punch because obviously this is the wrong angle, but you know what? That's an interesting tag. I'd put that on a bigger present. Okay, this is really sweet. However, there's certain things I'm going to use. I'm going to take the trim off the bottom, leaving a bit of white on it, because why wouldn't I? I'm going to... Right, from the dog. Would I really be using something from the dog? Potentially, because Biscuit lives in our house, I would, but I'm not sure I personally would be sending that out. So that could go into the recycle area. Right, what I've got here, now some of you may have these and some of you may not. So we've seen me making tags, but there is a tag punch out there. This is a 3-inch tag punch. It has no brand on it. I must have bought it several years ago because I have no memory of buying it and I very rarely use it. However, this is the perfect time. Things are in a certain orientation. Make sure I've kept them in the orientation. I'm going to move it along. I wonder when I get 2 out of here. Maybe. So that's made 1 tag. Let's see if I get another tag out of here. No. Okay, we'll put that in a recycle pile because I could probably use parts of that. But there you go. So I've just made a tiny little gift tag there. I'm not even going to put a ribbon on it. That could just stick onto a present, a small present for maybe a neighbour, a gift, or even the kid's teacher. So let's put that to one side. Okay, we've already heard me say that I love robins. So I think we're going to take this. I'm going to make that, leaving winter wishes on there. That's a perfect thing. I'm going to leave the title of the artist there because why wouldn't it? It's their artwork, not my artwork. But I am going to come in and going to just do the merest rounding of corner. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank goodness I looked at the back, people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself a bit of magazine page. And let's get some brown wrapping paper. Would that work? Can I see through it? That's my main concern. I can't see through it, and I don't mind that on there. So let's just take a glue stick. I use a Pritt stick. There are so many different glue sticks out there, guys. I always get asked, which is your favourite? What would you use? Which is the best? I think the best is for you to try them all out in your area, and actually what works for you is more important than what works for me. And I say that because I know in some climates, put that out of my way so I don't get sticky with it, in some climates some glue sticks work better than other glue sticks. Also, it's down to cost as well. I'm very conscious that for some reason the glue sticks I use, the Pritt sticks here, have gone up in price. So now what I do is, instead of going to my local store and buying one, which is about £3.75 now for a glue stick, I will actually buy them in a box of 10, sometimes a box of 20 if they're on deal, from places like eBay and Amazon. And then what happens is sometimes it's up to 50% off the price. Like, so if I'm paying, say I'm paying, let's do round figures here. So if I'm paying £3 for a glue stick, off the shelf in the supermarket stationery store, if I order it on the internet, I could be paying £1.50 for these. I'm always going to need them, so why am I bothering trying to save by buying one at a time when actually I'm going to spend less money in the long run if I've actually just used what's handy for me. Right, where's my little guillotine? Actually, let's just do this with scissors. It's far easier with the floppy paper. So yes, always consider that. If you're using something continually or use it a lot, always think about buying it in bulk. It does save the pennies. I do it with glue stick. I do it with double-sided tape. What else do I do it with? I usually do it with like paper stock. So say I'm buying the presentation paper I use to print my digitals on. I won't buy one ream of it from my stationery store. I will go online and maybe buy 3 or 4 reams of it at one time, and you'd be amazed at how much savings you get. And I sound like I'm trying to save everybody on the planet a lot of money. I'm not. I'm just thinking that craft supplies for our passion are expensive enough. Why start adding to it? Oh, didn't cut it. Why didn't you cut it? There you go. So there you go. Cute little journal card. Sweet little thing. I would use that in my December daily. It's now can be written on the back. No one can see what's underneath it. If they're really that interested that they want to come in and peel the paper off, you're probably, because you've used glue stick, they're not going to see the paper written underneath. So something to consider anyway when you're doing that. Right. Let's see, what does this say? Sending Christmas wishes, warm. I've got glue down there. So first of all, let's just get rid of the bit that's got glue on it, because it's going to cause me a problem in the future. Right, sending wishes. Right, I don't know that it's going to a special friend. It's just going to maybe a friend or an acquaintance. I'm also going to take the top off this, because although I won't use this today, I am going to put it in the box of ephemera for maybe another day, because I might need the sentiment friend in the future. Right, I think I'm just going to chop this down just a little bit more, just so it makes it a manageable size. And then that's another journaling card. Now, this is one of those things, this is the wrong thing to put on it, but you could do something like that and add that to it. You could come in and take one of our sentiments and put that right across. Actually, I don't mind that. I wonder whether there's one that is more in keeping with the colour scheme. There is. Right, let me just trim this down. Take the leaves off either end. Right, first of all, I want to round the corners on this so that, let's go into that size, so that I don't have a problem with the placement of my sentiment. Do I want to edge this out? Maybe a little bit. It doesn't take much to frame out a piece, and it doesn't take long to do it either. Right, do I want to snip the edges of that? I don't think I do. Right, I'm going to come in with my art glitter glue. Any glue will work, as long as it's willing to stick paper to card or card to paper. I'm using art glitter glue because it's just a lot quicker. Don't need a lot. I think I'm going to place that right by there. Hopefully that's relatively central. Okay, so this will go into my stock of things that could be a journal card. This could also be the front of a new greetings card. Where did I put that pin? There's where I put that pin. I used to have a bigger dangle on the top of my glue so that I would find it all the time, but then I found my bottle was falling over all the time, so maybe I don't need to do that. Right, now this is not a birthday Christmas card. This is a birthday card. However, the box I use to put everything in is for any sort of card that comes into the house. So it's greetings card. That bit has got writing on it. I'm not going to deal with it. This piece, however, is a perfect size to make a large journal card that I could actually slot into maybe a belly band in a journal. So that's a really good bit of cardstock ready for that. So let's look at what we've got here. Right, let's take this off of here. Off of, is that a right word? So I'm just going to trim this down. So this will go into my drawer of patterned papers for collage for the future. Totally fine, not that there's not 1,000 pieces of paper already in that drawer. Now, for me, there's not a lot I would take off here. I could fussy cut. I could take words out. I think for me personally, this one is not going to get used for anything other than probably cutting in half, collaging over and making 2 smaller journal cards. It's got good card. I'm not going to throw it away. So, right, what's this one? Let's get rid of the wording on the back. Right, good bit of cardstock. Be careful, it's got writing on it, however. Now, there's some really nice things about this. I like this indented feel, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the happy birthday off the top. I can use happy birthday another time. I also like this here, this little piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along there. This little piece looks lovely. I could now use this if I wanted with a sentiment on it for the future. I quite like it. I don't mind that little bit there. So I'm going to put this to one side in my sentiment, my ephemera pack, because things like this could easily be used in a different way. Okay, this is one of the occasions when maybe you could use a strip at the top and then put something there. Just know that this is what I would use this for. So now I've got this piece, which I quite like. I'm just going to trim down the edges a little bit. Now, this could easily be a card front. This could be a journal topper. It could be anything like that. It could even be a journal card. You could write on this. I'd be worried, though, that it might push through, but that's probably just me. I could reinvent it and put the happy birthday across it. I could do anything like this. This will go into my journal card area versus toppers. Right, let's just take this one off. This was not my 60th birthday, I may say. This was my sister's 60th birthday. Yeah, she wasn't overly happy at that. But you know what? Suck it up, sister. Right, another bit of really good journaling card for backing collage in the future. Right, that's got sentiment written on it. This one, let's peel it off. What's this got written on? A wonderful season. Okay, I'm going to put that with my scraps because I might use that at some point in the future. Let's just take this edge off because it's got glue on it. Right. For me, incredibly busy. Not sure what I would take out of this anyway. I think that may, with the exception of this bit here, because it's embossed, this may just become fodder for, I've used that word again, haven't I? I need to break myself of that habit. This would just become something that I would just collage over the top of. I could come in and take that out, I suppose. I wonder if I can get that with that punch. Just had a little thought, and it's worth a little thought because I may be able to make it work. I wonder if I take a little bit more of that. It's the only trouble with some of these punches. You have to trim them really far down so you can get the image in. Okay, I could get away with that. Do I want it offset or do I want it center? Have it offset. Okay, that's a little birthday gift tag. I'm not going to punch the hole in the top because you've seen me do that 1,000 times now. Okay, no writing on the back. Quite happy about that. That's a little gift tag. This bit will go into the trash. This bit will go into recycling for backgrounds. Okay, where are we up to? Okay, I think this was my birthday card. It was my birthday card. It was off Biscuit and my sister. Right, let's just cut the old sentiment off the back. Let's take that bit out of there. Again, a good piece of cardstock for collaging on. You may see me use these in the future videos. So what have we got here? Right, okay, he can come off there. I think this here will go into my fussy cut box. You never know, I might fussy cut this. This could go into one of my glue books. It could go into something in the future. I'm not sure, but I don't want to get rid of that just yet because there may be something there I want to use. This, on the other hand, I could take off the Wonderful Brother. Not sure about that. It's one of those things I'm not sure about. I need to just put that to one side. Right, what's this one? There's nothing on the inside except writing, so let's just slice and dice. Okay, anyone need a big F? So, right, let's just play around with this for a bit. Let's see where I can go with the elements on them. And half the time, when I'm doing this, it isn't about rescuing the entire piece. It is sometimes about using the elements. Like for a special friend, I could put that just as a gift. Actually, that would be a good gift tag, wouldn't it? All right, let's just pop a wee hole in that. Use my smallest corner rounder. And then this could be a gift tag for a friend. Now, because it's not necessarily a set colour, I can use something like this. This is that grosgrain ribbon. Where have I put my scissors? There you go. That grosgrain ribbon that I actually rescued from, I want to say this came around soap. I think this came around like a gift pack of soap or something, and my sister was putting in the bin, and we spoke firmly about that. People, you know, don't throw ribbon out in my house. So, right, this can go through the little aperture. Now, this could be Christmas, it could be birthday, it could be anything really. Let's just try and get that to tighten up a little bit. Okay, I'm not even going to dovetail that, I'm just going to cut them on an angle, I think. And why not? So there you go, that's a little tag. As I said, that could easily be for a present. Oh, I like the fact that I've got that on the back as well. Okay, so that could easily be for a present. Right, what am I going to do with this? Right, let's try and get a bit crafty with our slicing and dicing here. Now, I'm going to keep that as it is. Actually, I'm going to trim that one edge because it just feels a little bit unbalanced. Keep this as it is because there may be a journal or something in the future that is, oh God, a floral journal, therefore F for floral, or a friendship journal, or something like that. It could become a card front. I mean, a totally embossed and metallic letter. I can use it at some point, even if I just used it as a journal tag or something. Say there's someone I made a journal for and her name is Fiona. That it could go in there. So anyway, just thinking outside the box with that. And I've got another one of these. What does this actually say? Right, the only thing I can possibly cut out would be that, because a flower is a fabulous forever friend. Maybe not. Might use that. Put that in the undecided pile. Just moving along. Right, let's take the back off this one. We're nearly done with my pile of cards, guys, and then I want to actually make a recycled card just to show you how to take it further. Right, it's a fun strip down there. Beautiful birthday wishes, right. Not sure I'm in love with this, but if I was in a push and I needed to do something, let's see, there's a nice little bit, I can add something to that. If I was in a push and I wanted to add something to the front of a card as really quick, or I want to just make this a tag or something, I'll put that in the pile of to be considered in the future. Right. This, oh, the word you can come right off there, thank you very much. It would if I could cut it. Bear with me for the awkward camera angles, guys. I'm going in. Right. So therefore, I've saved the word you. Don't know why I saved it, but it's another thing that will go into the ephemera pile. Okay, this was actually the birthday card from me to my sister. I think this one is literally going to get cut up into panels of card and put in my recycling for using panels. There are some interesting things on here. I could come in and cut these out. I'm not going to on this one because I'm going to literally use this as just cardstock for the future. Okay, last card. Let's slip that off there. Right, this backing again goes into my cardstock. Right, there's a lot on here that I couldn't use, but there are things on here I could use. Like looking at the back, I've got that. So let's just trim that up a little. I'm actually looking through my window to see the reflection of what is where on here. I reckon right, let's cut down the side of, where am I up to? Cut down the side of there. So I've got that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Now, the reason I cut down the side of there is because of that. And this would make a perfect little card, gift tag. So just cut that off. This bit of spare here, it's got the 60 on it. I'm not going to use it. I know I'm not going to use it. Now, I'm going to try and centralize this up a little bit so that it's more about the bunch of flowers. I'm going to come right in with my corner for tags, chop those off. It's got back on it. I need to back this. Okay, so I'm not going to do that here because you've already seen me do it. I would stick something on the backing of there. Just make sure none of this shows through. But that makes a nice little gift tag. This one here. Now, I like the fact that I've got that on the back. Don't like the fact that that's up there. But the rest of this is quite rescuable. So let's go back to using my little gadget because it gives me a bit more of an angle than the punch does. If I have any criticism about this, even the biggest angle isn't as big as this, but for speed, it actually works brilliantly for me. So let's slip you off. Come on, Griffiths, snip you off. So the back is totally writable, the front is totally usable. Let's come in and what should we do on this one? Let's do the slot punch again. I like the slot punch. I like the slot punch because it gives me more scope to put a ribbon through. Now, I don't have any ribbon out in any of these colours. Got any more of that grosgrain? Yes, I do. Let's just tidy this up. You can see where it's been knotted. I could potentially wet it and iron it, but I'm a little cautious of ironing ribbon because sometimes the ribbon melts. I'm just going to keep the ends of this one straight. So I've gone silent for a second, haven't I? I was just thinking. I do it occasionally. Try not to make a habit of it though. Right, so there you go. That's another gift tag. That could be any event. That could even be a wedding. I mean, seriously, that doesn't have to be that. Right, I need to clear the decks of this guillotine because I don't need that out to trip me over. I've got all of the offcuts here. These will get sorted by me in a little while after the video to see what really can be rescuable, rescued and used in another way or not. So now, when I've been talking about let's make a card, I'm talking about the card blanks you can buy in the gift shop. Things like this you can get in stationery stores. Comes with an envelope. That's always handy. So if I'm going to recycle something from the pile we've got, let's see whether I can do Christmas. So I liked this. It's a little big for this. I mean, I could potentially do it that way with something down there, but I'm not going to. That for me is just slightly big. I love it anyway, so it could become a journal card. I'm not worried about that. Right, what do we have in our panel of things over here? Right, I'm not going to make a birthday, not doing that. I don't mind that. We may be going down the route of not not a Christmas card. That's kind of cute, but then we're missing something. I wonder whether we can make something out of just the pieces that we cut off. I wonder. So my creative bent is coming into play here. Oh, if I could have got 3 up there, I'd be a lot happier, but 2 is going to bother me. And this actually all came off the same card anyway, didn't it? I wonder. That could work. Not working for me though. Right. So I have that. It needs something more. It definitely needs something more. It could have a Christmas tree on it because there is a Christmas tree star there. But then I've got this to deal with. I've already got Season's Greetings, so I can't put Merry Christmas. If this was smaller, I have to do some severe chopping to get that on there, wouldn't I? Right. I keep being drawn back to this because this is absolutely beautiful. And I don't mind this either. Merry Christmas. Sorry, having a thoughtful moment, guys. Having a thoughtful moment. Bear with me on this one, caller. I keep being drawn back to this. I think it's because, as I said, robins mean something in my family. Right, we know what we're not using. We're not using those. We've got our little friends, which not floating my boat at the moment. I just wish this wasn't as big because I'm really, really drawn to this. This is a stunning card. I wonder, let's see if I can trim down the edges just enough to make it feel as if it's not too big. Ooh, that didn't like that. Why didn't that like that? Sorry about that noise. Oh, cut perfectly that time. Right, does that make that? Actually, that does make that nicer. Right, another thing to do, which will be a bit of an illusion with this, is actually by rounding the corners, it will make this look smaller. So I'm going to come in and take the largest round off the corners. There you go. Now I just need to put something down there, which is obviously going to be a sentiment. Right, I'm going to glue this down. I could do my double-sided tape thing and put it down with double-sided tape, but it would just take longer today, and I feel that we're already close to an hour, and I don't really want to take a whole hour on this, although after editing it may be a little bit less. This little bit will just hold down the edges. I'm going to pull this down so I can see it, guys. So it's important I get this in the middle. And straight would be a good idea as well. I'll put the pin back in that just until I've actually found... I swear I need to go back to the optician. I haven't long had new glasses and I sometimes struggle. But I really like that. That's a nice thing. We just need to find something across there. That's too big. Right, let's do elimination. That's never going to happen. No, 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 no. Doesn't make sense. Too big. No, no. Ooh, wait. That's not a million miles wrong colour. What's that? Is that an A? That needs to be cut off, right? Right, that might work. I wonder whether if I mount that on something. I don't mind that because that's almost the same size as that. Right, I can't pick it up. Come on, people, get a grip here. Right, that might also work. That one works a little better for me, and I think it's because it's got sparkle on it. I do like that though. It's quite stylish. And then I've got the brown one, which actually I really like that one. What I want to do is going to put this down. Right. Where did I put that glue stick? There, I put the glue stick. Right, just get a bit of glue paper. We're almost there, guys. This is the last thing I'm going to do is make this card, and then we'll do a little bit of a look-see of what we've actually created, and hopefully it sparks some ideas for you. I mean, as I said, this is not a process that's absolutely new. This is just a process that I do every year, and that basket of greetings cards fills up. If something you really do like doing, something I would suggest is let your friends know. Seriously, because I can guarantee a couple of things happen with your friends' greetings cards in the year. Either they get thrown out, and if they do, defriend those people immediately. They're throwing away your supplies. Joking aside. Secondly, they may just be putting them into a recycle bag to go off to be recycled with all the rest of the paper they have in their house. So giving it to you is probably going to make them feel better than effectively throwing them away for the government to recycle. I would say, however, be aware that you don't end up with so much that you never actually get your way through them. I'm just going to put that on. Now I'm gluing this so it goes over the edges, and I've got a really messy amount of glue there, but I can deal with that because of the next bit that's going to be done. Right, so I'm trying to get away from sticky before I get too sticky. So I'm just going to come in, I'm going to trim off these pieces from the edge. Let's clip that into my bin so I don't end up with it stuck to my mat. Right. I'm not happy that that's on the edge there. Maybe a slightly damp cloth. When I say slightly damp, I do mean slightly damp. Be careful if you do this on anything like a card. Sometimes it will lift the paper, sometimes it'll lift the colour, but quite often because it's a water-based glue, it's just enough little bit of moisture to lift the moisture off. Right, that looks like it needs just a little bit more of a snip. I'll do it afterwards. We've all seen me doing this enough. Right, so there goes. That's made a nice little greetings card, which will go out, and that's another thing you've already made. And anyone who receives a card from me at Christmas or during the year knows what I do for a living. They know I'm an artist. They know I'm creative. They will probably be expecting me to send them something that is handmade, recycled, upcycled, whatever way you want to call it. I'm just seeing a little bit more glue on there. I just want to take off. Now, because this has got a coating on it, I'm getting away with it, which I'm quite happy about. I'm getting away from it. Let's press down the edges without putting my sticky fingers on there again. Now, there is another thing we actually did as well. We did save the little jewels. I think I'm going to put the jewels on here because these two rabbits are obviously, or hares. Are they hares? They look like hares to me. I think these hares are in love. It's just a little bit of glue. I'm using art glitter glue because I think it's got more of a chance of sticking. Oh, come on, Griffiths, get it together. So I'm not sure whether you could see that, but two little hearts on there. Right, we had a little couple of other pieces of jewels. I think I'm going to put a little dot of glue down and then put the jewel on top of it because goodness knows I can hardly pick this thing up. And yes, I could be using a pair of tweezers. And why I'm not using tweezers? because I'm too lazy to go and get them out the drawer, that's why. Well, drawer, box, I don't know where I put them actually. Actually, yeah, they're under the table on one of my baskets of containers. And I think this one, because he's a big old beauty, will get saved for something in the future. So there you go. We've just taken recycled stuff, made a new greetings card. Lid on glue. And let's just take a little bit of look. We've got the undecided pile, which I'm not going to show you because it's undecided what's happening to that. However, so out of that little pile of greetings card, I made greetings card. I've got some sentiments. I've got some elements. I've got more sentiments. I've got a bit of border trim that could easily have gone on something like that. Got some pieces that I could use in the background. I've got one of these discs that I could easily put somewhere. Like if that had been there, it would easily be in character. I've got a vintage Christmas tree. So sentiment, journal card or card front. Probably I'll make that into a gift tag, to be honest. Just punch a hole through there and it can be a to and from. Sentiment, bit of poetry. That's just a journal card. A word, who doesn't need a word? I love that. That's going to become the front of something. This is just a bit of an oddity, but it's a journal card or a topper. That's a front. Love the word sparkle. We've got F for a funny friend. We've got a card piece that I'm not 100% in love with. And then to finish it off, I made a whole load of present tags or gift tags. So those are the ones for the sweaters and jumpers. These are the ones I said would probably be for a wedding. That could be for a wedding or an engagement. That's just any time of year, to be honest. It's got trees. That could be Christmas. Definitely Christmas parcel. Loved that one, although I hated the fibre at the top. It did my head in. Nice gift tag, nice gift tag. I think we did good. So hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. That's something I do every year. It's just a way of recycling, upcycling, doing stuff that I like to do. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm Ceri the Crafter. Yeah, that's me. I'm Ceri the Crafter. Until next time, goodbye now.